Hello everybody and welcome. In my previous video I showed you all of my summer projects that I have planned to sew this summertime, and there are many of them. I have been sewing the past few weeks and I know I won't get to all of them, but so far it's been a lot of fun and I love these projects. But I also wanted to, in this video, take a moment to appreciate the pieces that are already made, that I made sometimes years ago, and that serve me very well in my wardrobe, that I love wearing in the summertime, in case it inspires you too, and in case you're looking for even more creative inspiration and sewing patterns for the summertime. These pieces are my tried and true outfits, and I reach for them with joy. But before we begin, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Sarah. I'm originally from the East Coast of the United States, but I came to France as an undergraduate student back in 2009, and I never left. I am now a dual citizen, and I live in Paris. And on this channel I like to share mostly my sewing projects, but sometimes I dabble in other creative endeavors such as knitting or embroidery, and sometimes a little bit of my personal life to show you what inspires me in case it inspires you too. So welcome. I have 6 outfits to show you today, and I have organized them in order of most casual to most dressed up, and I hope you enjoy. The first outfit is an everyday outfit that I wear both on the weekends and to work, and it is this Seamwork Adria top in this white viscose linen that I like to pair with this Helen's Closet Donovan skirt that I made in this vintage Italian tile printed viscose from Fabric Godmother. This top is the perfect summer top because not only does the linen breathe when it's hot out or humid, but also I love wearing white in the summertime, and I find that the cropped length is perfect for my high-waisted shorts and skirts that I like to wear as well in the summertime. I also really like the style and shape of this top. It features a V-neck and short sleeves that protect the shoulders from the sun in the summertime, and then shaping in the form of bust darts that are vertical rather than horizontal in the front, and then darts for shaping as well in the back. And then for the skirt, I have made many Helen's Closet Donovan skirts. It's one of my favorite patterns, and this one is probably my absolute favorite. Something about the colors and the drape of this fabric just comes together perfectly for me. I love the way that it swishes around my legs. The somewhat pebbled, sort of spongy texture of the viscose hides a lot of these small wrinkles that it gets from just regular use sitting down and moving around during the day. I also get the impression that it keeps my legs cool. It doesn't trap heat, and against my legs it's typically cool in the summertime. There's this sort of squishy, viscosy coolness to it that I just absolutely love. And then I absolutely love the colors of this skirt, this sort of grayish blue and green and bright lemony yellow in this design just really appeals to me. And so this one I wear all the time. It reminds me very much of the Amalfi Coast that I had the immense privilege to visit back in 2013 one summer, and the gigantic lemons that I saw there. I just love this skirt, and I think with this top it makes for a great summertime everyday outfit. The next outfit is great for a cool summer outfit to wear to work or to light summer parties, and it's something that I recently put together because the top is brand new right off the sewing machine, and it is the O's Patterns Bernay top in a linen fabric paired with this République Chiffon Annette skirt in this viscose twill fabric in a mint green color. I didn't realize this until right now, but this is an entirely French outfit in that both patterns are by French pattern makers. Both are also available in English if you'd like to check those out, but yeah, how cool. So you're getting a sneak peek of one of my summer projects that I presented just a few weeks ago. This is the latest Bernay top that I've made in this remnant fabric. So I had this fabric left over from a birthday dress that I made about 5 years ago, and I really wanted to find some use for it. It's just so beautiful. I love the colors in this top, the very natural sort of earthy green paired on a white background I find just stunning. And so I was very happy to be able to get this top out of the remnant amount of fabric that I had. This top is perfect for the summertime because not only does it feature a really interesting neckline with this asymmetrical detail, but also it has wide straps that cover my bra straps, so I don't have to worry about that. And then also, because it's more of a boxy shape, even though it does feature some shaping at the bust with bust darts, it's kind of blousey, and I like tucking it in, but it still blouses sort of away from my body, and therefore it keeps me nice and cool. The linen breathes, nothing's trapped against my skin, and it's lovely. It's very comfortable. And then I love pairing it with this mint green viscose twill Annette skirt that I made back in 2019, and it has been one of my favorite pieces to wear in the summertime ever since I made it. It is a below-the-knee button-down skirt that features a flat waistband in the front and elasticated waistband in the back for shaping, and then it features 2 inverted pleats, so one on each side of the front skirt, and you can also add patch pockets, but I decided to make mine without them. I love this fabric because it drapes really beautifully. It has more of a heavy sort of wompy drape, but because of the twill weave, it doesn't wrinkle very much, and so it still keeps its sort of elegant swish even when I'm sitting down and moving around a lot throughout the day in it. Because it is so old, it is starting to show signs of wear, especially on the inside, so I need to doctor it a little bit. For example, you can see here I finished all of these seam edges with this bias tape out of a viscose fabric, and the viscose is sort of fraying now, especially at the hem. I also decided back in the day to do an invisible hem with hand stitches, but those hand stitches are snagging and starting to come apart, and so especially here they've just completely come apart, and so I need to fix that because I absolutely love this skirt and I would like it to last me even longer. I've already worn this outfit a few times already to a summer party, my own birthday, for example, my birthday barbecue, and I love this outfit. I think that the colors correspond really well, and it's just super cool and airy for especially hot, humid weather in the summertime. The next outfit is a little bit more dressy and a little bit more formal, and so I do wear it to work, but also out more than I do at home on the weekends. And mainly today I wanted to present to you the skirt piece, and it is this Sew Over It Sienna skirt paired with an Ogden cami. I mainly wanted to present to you today the Sienna skirt because I made it back in 2022, and it is already one of my absolute favorite pieces in my summer wardrobe, and I reach for it so often in the summertime, especially when it's really brilliantly sunny out. I love the way that the sun reflects off of this fabric. It's just beautiful, and it is a little bit more vintage in style and a little bit more formal, and I find that in Paris it fits right in and I feel very elegant in it. This skirt is from the Sew Over It ebook Summer Dreaming, and I made it in this white linen, and I paired it with these resin buttons that are in this earthy brown color. The advantage of this more vintage sort of voluminous skirt is also that it hides any little wrinkles or even little stains with the folds of the fabric when I'm wearing it, and so I don't have to worry about where I'm sitting or how it looks at the end of the day. And then in this video I'm wearing it with an Ogden cami made in a peachy pink viscose from Atelier Brunette that I made a few years ago as well. I think that the colors go together really well. I think that the peachy pink looks good against my skin. I seem to have a little bit more rosy cheeks when I wear this one. And so I really love this color combination. It makes me feel really good, and so I love wearing this. The next outfit that I'd like to show you is a little bit more formal, and it's because of the fabric I chose for the pattern. This pattern is the Sew Over It Lottie dress that I made a few years ago. I think I made it back in 2018 during a heat wave, and it has served me well ever since. I especially love wearing it to the office when it is very, very hot and humid. And the design of this dress isn't specifically for shirting, but I decided to make this out of a blue and white striped cotton fabric, and I've made this pattern a few times before, more in cotton gauzes, which are more comfortable and a little bit more squishy and not as restrictive, but I love it in this cotton shirting. I think it looks really pretty. This pattern features a very feminine neckline with bias straps finishing the top neckline and the straps, and then shaping in little gathers at the neckline and the back, and this very, very long belt that's meant to be wrapped around the waist twice to create more of a thicker belted look. I really love this blue and white pinstripe fabric. I think that it's really beautiful, and it was a pleasure to work with, and I love the shirt dress effect that it makes out of this pattern. It's a little bit less easy to wear in that the skirt is more of a straight skirt shape, and therefore it restricts my movements a little bit, and this fabric doesn't have any give or stretch to it. It's definitely a tightly woven shirting dress, and so sometimes I don't wear it when I want to have more liberty of movement. Sometimes I prefer my wider skirts and more voluminous skirts like the one I just showed you, the Sienna skirt, but I love wearing this one. It's so elegant and elevated, and I reach for it with happiness every time it gets really hot out. I do remember that I had to modify the neckline a little bit because it was gaping a little bit because my chest is a little bit more hollow than what the pattern planned for. I did increase the amount of gathers in the front and I think also in the back to close that up a little bit, and it works really well for me. I think it lays really nicely. It's pretty easy to move in, at least from the waist up. I think that because it's so strappy and a little bit loose at the top, a little blousy, my back and my arms feel free, and especially when it's really hot out, that's lovely. And I will be definitely reaching for this one a lot more this summer as well. The The next two outfits are actually the same pattern, but I made them in fabrics that are so different that it creates an entirely different effect. And the first I'd like to show you is the Tilly and the Buttons sarin dress that I made in this black Ramie fabric. I love this version. I think of all of the versions of the sarin dress that I've made, and I've made 3, this one is definitely the one that gets the most use because it is the most versatile. I think that the black color works really well with a lot of my different cardigans, for example. So in the late springtime, I can wear it to work with just a cardigan over it, and it just works in a lot of different contexts. I can wear it to work, I can wear it out, it works during the day, at night, for more formal or informal events, and I love wearing it. I also love the way that it drapes and how it's lighter, but it has a pretty lovely drape at the same time. It is somewhat transparent, so I fully line the bodice and I wear a half slip underneath. But yeah, I love wearing this one. And what's cool about this one is that it was my first time working with a Ramie fabric. Ramie is a natural fiber and it behaves a lot like linen when it is made up, but it is made up of nettles. And I thought that was really cool. It was a little bit stiffer and itchier when I first made it back, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. But now that I've been wearing it and it has been washed many times because I wear it almost weekly in the summertime, it's much softer, but it still holds its shape, which is excellent. I find that the color is a little bit more dark gray than it is black, so there's not as much contrast that's harsher against my skin. And then I find that the color also hides a lot of summertime inconveniences like stains or wrinkles, and therefore it's just so easy to wear, and I love wearing it. The last outfit is actually the same pattern as the last dress that I showed you. It is the Tilly and the Buttons sarin dress, and this one I wanted to present to you as a different outfit because it is so happy and dressy because I changed the style and the fabric. I made it in this candy striped pink and white linen fabric. It's a linen, cotton, and viscose blend fabric that I found at Sacré Coupon back in 2022, and I made it in the same year as well. I spent a lot of time figuring out stripe placement when I made this one. I remember Tilly and the Buttons emailed out style inspiration for this dress, and they had one that recommended playing with stripes, and I remember thinking, I want to make that one. And so I copied the stripe placement that they suggested and then played around a little bit with it as well. And I think that because these stripes are wider, it was easier to pattern match along the sides whenever it was possible. So for example, along these skirt seams, the side of the skirts, I was able to pattern match, and that made me really happy. Especially how the stripes are not only horizontal and vertical, but also diagonal at the side seams in the skirt. I thought that was really cool. This fabric is also different from the black one because it's a bit heavier. It has a little bit more of a supple feel to it and a heavier drape. And I think that because the fiber content includes a blend of cotton, linen, and viscose, especially the viscose, I think makes it softer and a little bit bouncier. And also I think it relaxes the fabric a little bit more. And so you can see when I'm wearing it, unlike my black version, it's sort of starting to pool around the waistline, like the back has sort of relaxed a little bit, or the front as well. And I think that's fine. It's really comfortable to wear, even though it's relatively fitted in the bodice. I don't need it to be skin tight and perfectly fitted. And yeah, I love this dress. I think that the colors and the shaping are just so happy, and I especially love wearing this to any kind of summer celebrations that are going on, and I will definitely be reaching for this in the future. But yeah, I think it's just really interesting that in a completely different color and style, the same pattern can have such a different effect. How cool. So there you have it. Those are all of my favorite handmade summer wardrobe pieces that I'm excited to wear this summer and that I wanted to show appreciation for today. They also include tried and true patterns that I highly recommend, so don't hesitate to check out the description. I've linked them all below. Let me know in the comments what your favorite summer garment or pattern is that you reach for over and over again. I would love to know. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss any new videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope you are all doing well. I will see you again here very soon with a new video, and take care. Bye-bye.